Continuing action now from the Extreme Festival, the penultimate round here at the Kyalami Motorsport Festival, and we're going into some saloon cars with a brand new sponsor joining the Volkswagen Challenge. A big welcome to Amada. They're going to get exactly what all the other sponsors have got from this championship. Incredible racing, and that's exactly what happens in Class A, B and C. And here at Kyalami, with a massive field of nearly 40 cars, stand by for that action. Andre Kalitz we're on board with as they go across the line for the start of Class A. Just behind them, Class B will start, and you can see Kalitz already going on the inside. Kraus with some problems there as the Delway car falls to the wayside. Oh, and nearly gets clipped through the kink.
Oh, that was nearly into the barrier there, Stuff, as they come now into turn one. It is Stian Creel out front, Ian Pepper not too far behind as the rest of the field already losing a couple of car lengths there, so they don't want to be doing too much fighting in the early stages, because Stian Creel, check at that, within 2 turns has already got 4 or 5 car lengths.
Yeah, Valdi Mikey's trying to squeeze through there and get past on Piazza Musso. Here's Class B, good start from Adrian Wood. He leads things out there over the Munro car of Lyle Ramsey. It is Jacques Smith with a super effort there from Francois Vancel. Much better start from him there in 4th and 5th place, fighting with Holiday. And then the rest of them come streaming through there. You can see just mid-pack battles. Issues at the back end there, unfortunately. Looks like that might be Mark Ackerman pulling to the sideline as we go on board here with Woody. He's been outgunned and passed by Lyle Ramsey.
No, but he's lining something up, going into Sunset, faking to the inside there of Ramsey. Will he make it stick? Just not quite getting on the inside there like he would want to. Switching on board here now with Lyle Ramsey. Will we see that car just dive on the inside at Clubhouse? They bang it down, 1 gear. Great driving there from Ramsey. But he's trying to go around the outside there. That is Class B, of course, just behind them, Class C. They've set off, and Rory Atkinson is the man to beat. Sean Kraus has got some work to do there to try and stay on the tailpipes of Rory Atkinson. It's the top of the hill now for the Class A's, and it is all about Stian Creel. He has extended that lead now just a little bit over Ian Pepper. It's all about the rest of the field. Can they close that gap?
Luan Ruiz closing in on Vancel. Then you've got Roberto Joaquim starting to close that gap as well. 3-way battle for about 4th, 5th and 6th place in Class B. Trying to close down on Jacques Smith. Jacques Smith's opened up a small margin, trying to catch the front two, but he's just not able to get it. Creel going in. Oh, there's a big tap there. That's Pepper. Pepper's giving him a little bit of a tap there under braking. Stian Creel just keeps it buried in 3rd gear, revving the car to its limit and over, and now tries to come back at him. They go into Cheetah. Oh, he's going to come right out on the bumper, and here we go, into Ingwe.
Here we go. There's definitely revenge on the cards here. Creel goes around the outside. Pepper not letting him through. Oh, gives him a little tap on the bumper there. That puts him wide. Pepper's lost a piece of the car there. Look at these two guys. They're going side by side. At what point do you say, okay, enough is enough? Across line Pepper now. That's his race pretty much over after that little altercation. Definitely coming out the worst. And Pepper, there's a little bit of that car stricken there in the final turn, but I'm not too sure what was going on there. It's certainly some bashing going on, and those two not letting up.
Yeah, Pepper just giving it as good as he got, and Creel not holding back. There's multiple South African champion there in Ian Pepper, and Stian Creel not showing any respect to him whatsoever. But certainly, what a big bang between the two of them, and about 3 or 4 of them, in fact. This is the mid-pack of Class A. Valdi Manke's looking for a way through. Can he get? No, he can't. Devin Piazza Musso is just keeping him at bay. There's a possibility now that is actually the lead now. As you can see, Stian Creel started to slow ever so slightly. We'll wait and see if it's actually going to affect his car, and whether Piazza Musso, Mankes and Kraus can now start fighting for 1, 2 and 3.
In Class B, Adrian Wood has extended that lead just a little bit now over Lyle Ramsey. Jacques Smith not too far behind. Bob Neal and Dean Holiday Jr., Francois Vancel and Luan Ruiz not too far behind, but they've got to get a hurry up on just behind them in Class C. It's all about Rory Atkinson, as we expected. Sean Kraus, Chris Dale also not too far behind, and they are in a massive battle there for 2nd and 3rd. But speaking about battles, like you said, Greg, this could be potentially for the overall win in Class A.
You can see Devin Piazza Musso would like that one, there's no doubt about it. He's pushing hard to stay ahead of Valdi Mankes and Wayne Kraus. A little bit further in, back in the field. This is Class C's battle, and of course, look at that. Pete Potgieter starting to make his way. He was right at the back of the field. You could see that go ahead, make my day, Dirty Harry sticker on the car at the start line, and he's now fighting for a potential win in Class C.
Well, Valdo Mankes is looking very racy now. He's looking for a way past. Stian Creel is still the man out front in that car, suffering no ill effects after that big collision there with Ian Pepper at the moment. But this battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th place certainly raging now. You want to be on the podium here in the penultimate round of the Extreme Festival here at Kyalami. Great shot there of the Munro car. That's Lyle Ramsey, still in 2nd place in Class B. Not close enough to Adrian Wood, but he's got to be very careful. While he's trying to attack, he's still got to defend.
Yeah, It's not an easy thing to do. There's no doubt about it. You can see Jacques Smith trying to close that gap down. He still hasn't been able to do that. Behind him, Bob Neal, Holiday Jr., Francois Vincel, and Luan Ruiz. That is your top 7 in the Class Bs. They are pretty evenly matched. Looking at the front end of Class C now, and the battle for second as Dale starts to close down there on Kraus. The Ancro Building Project car. Look at the gap that Atkinson has got. It's a massive, almost the whole short straight there. And he's got no worries whatsoever to try and take the win. The win, though, could potentially be here for Devon Piazzamusso as Valdi Mikes and Kraus are starting to fight it out. Coming up onto the back end now, and looks like the checkered flag is waiting. Stian Kriel is going to be gifted this flag, but I think there's a potential that he could be having a chat to the COC, and he might just be excluded for a little bit of rubbing his racing incident there with Pepper.
Yeah, I think the checkbook is going to come out in pit lane there. It is Devon Piazzamusso that picks up the win ahead of Valdo Mankies. Wayne Kraus there in 3rd place. Quinton Niebam in 4th, and in 5th place is Sean Neal.
Bees goes to Wood, Ramsey in 2nd, Jacques Smith, Holiday Jr., Van Sel, Ruiz, Joachim, and Stuart Mack there in 8th place.
In Class C, it was a dominant performance by Rory Atkinson, Sean Kraus, Chris Dale, Pete Potgieter, the brilliant drive there in 4th place, and in 5th is Greg Gossman.
Straight into race number 2 now, and a couple of cars with some damage that had to be sorted out. So any second now, they're all going to be ready to go. And I think it's pretty much going to be a similar kind of feel to the front end. Keep an eye out on some, maybe a little bit of retribution there coming out of Pepper and Creel, but they'll be under the scrutiny of the COC, so there probably won't be as much rubbing.
Yeah.
They head down towards turn 1. It looks like Creel's got the drop. Pepper slots in behind him. Class B about to take off now. We go on board with Jacques Smith, who got a 3rd place in the first heat, now looking to maybe go one better than that, or possibly even 2.
It's all about that Munro car. Lyle Ramsey, can he get closer to Adrian Wood? Adrian Wood stamped his authority in race number 1, and he's really got to disrupt his race here, especially going into the first couple of laps of this race, if he's going to do anything about taking the Class B honours.
Long 5th gear all the way down into turn 1. And you can see he was looking for 6th gear there, but wasn't able to quite go to it. As they come out of turn 1, though, pretty much the same as it was. Francois Vincel just running a little bit wide and have to try and keep that a bit neater throughout the race. Look at this, though. 4x4, make it 5x5. Golfs and polos in full effect in Class C. And Kraus gets forced to the wide. And look at that, awesome touching. There you go. Gossman getting spun around. The Ancro Building Project car trying to drive through the back door of that Golf 1 of Gossman. And a couple of evasive action having been taken there. And it looks like Andy Gossman was the man who had to try and avoid the spinning Golf in front of him. So father and son involved in that incident, both of them in the kiddie litter. One out, one still buried down there. So problems for Greg Gossman right at the start.
Right, Greg, check out front. It's Ian Pepper and Stian Kriel going for it once again. Ian Pepper's got a new bumper on that car. Great to see that. But now he's certainly wanting to get one over Stian Kriel. And he's really just closing down there. Valdo Mikey's not too far behind. But Ian Pepper is certainly going to do everything he can to close that gap to Stian Kriel. And that battle, we saw it in race number 1 between Mankies and Devon Piazzamusso. And that's going to go down to the flag again, I'm pretty sure.
Kraus in there as well, and Kraus actually pulling away from Piazzamusso onto the back end of Monkeys. Monkeys running there with Pepper. So much better start there. Here comes DeLon Thompson squeezing up the inside, trying to find a way through there on the 46 car of Needham. Needham having to give a little bit of room there, and the Megatron car unfortunately falling by the wayside into the clutches, it looks like, of Callets.
Further back in Class C, it's as you were in race number 1. Rory Atkinson is out front, but look at this battle now between Sean Kraus and Gareth Lyke as they go into Crocodile. Not a room to play there for these VW cars, and you can see out front, Stian Kriel is just extending that lead now over Ian Pepper. This is pretty much the battle on track between Kraus. Much better start for Kraus here in race number 2, but Valdo Mike is doing everything he can to close down on the driver ahead of him, but just unable to do so. That is Dylan Thompson. Dylan Thompson, he got such a great start and was right in the mix there for a top 5 in Class A, unfortunately pulling to the side.
And out of it there. That's not the way he wanted to have this race finish up, that's for sure. Heading up to the top of the hill, Wayne Kraus applying the pressure onto the back end of Mankies, and Mankies just soaking it up. He wants to try and bridge the gap to Pepper. Pepper's pulled a bit of a margin now as he starts to hunt down Stian Kriel. You can see Kriel just getting the hammer down in the Spaniard car, trying to get away, and has done that just yet. And whether or not that's going to help him out, we'll have to wait and see, because Pepper's race times are starting to come down, and Ian Pepper into the 2:08s now. That is an incredible lap time out of a Volkswagen Challenge car. And this is why Amada has joined this category.
Yeah, it really is great to see the Amada brand all over these cars, and car 55 there. Welcome return there to Mo Dangle. Great to see him back in racing. He's running in 17th place at the moment there in the Class B category. Just great to have him back out on track. On board now with Brad Hall as he goes to the top of the hill. This is Leeuwkop. You can see you come over that rise. You can't even see the corner. You just got to bang it down gears, hit the brakes, and just turn that steering wheel and hope for the best.
Callett's parked on the sideline. A big pity for him. That's 2 DNFs out of this weekend. Not quite the weekend he wanted, but he gets going again, so he might still be able to finish up and just get to the pit lane. The front end, Atkinson disappearing in Class C. No worries at all for him. Really has been the class of the field here this weekend and shown a clean pair of heels there to Alistair Johnson, who's of course rocking that nice Movember moustache on the front end of his car. He's out ahead of Dale, and Sean Krause hasn't been able to find a way through there on Captain Dick just yet as they come to the top of the hill.
Now, Pit Potgieter is not too far behind there. Gareth Lyke also right in that battle. A couple of little problems there. He was right up there with Krause in the early parts of the race. Just losing a little bit of touch there now with their Class C leaders there, as it is very much as you were. Stian Kriel out front, Ian Pepper, no answer, but look at Devin Piazzomusso. He's the man on the move now. He was a couple of car lengths behind the likes of Valdumankis and Wayne Krause, but he's now closed that gap and very much in that battle for third place.
Top of the hill and under braking. Will Pepper be able to do anything to close this down? I don't think so. He's literally running similar lap times of 2:08s. Kriel has got a margin to play with, and Pepper hasn't got an answer. He's going to have to wait and see how things get sorted out afterwards. But coming into the closing stages there, also some pressure being applied, as you can see in that mid-pack. And Alistair Johnson under attack from Chris Dale. Dale having a big look there into the final couple of turns, and the Posse Drive car going really well here with only a couple of corners to go. They're heading across the line. They've still got to do a lap. Keep an eye out on Kriel, who should be just behind them. There he comes, Stian Kriel coming across the line. A great effort there to take both the victories, but unfortunately, due to that incident, he has been excluded for the day. Pepper comes through for the win. Valdumankis in second place and Piazzomusso in third.
You've got to say that Amada have really put their money where their mouth is and backed a serious championship here at the Extreme Festival. It is Pepper, Valdumankis, Devin Piazzomusso rounding out your top three in the A class.
Bees goes to Wood again. Ramsey in second, Jacques Smith, Holiday Jr., Van Sel, Ruas, Joachim and Mack.
And in the C class, Rory Atkinson, double victory on the day. Alistair Johnson, a brilliant second place ahead of the second Posse Drive car. That is Chris Dale, and Sean Krause rounding out your top four.
Looking at the championship heading into the final round, Adrian Wood leads out over Ian Pepper. Looks like he might have one hand on the championship. Pepper's got a bit of work to do. Let's find out from Pepper how his day went.
You know what, we had a good day. I think we're still leading the championship. Depends what happens with his driving conduct, hearing goes just now. But we should still be leading the championship going to the last round. It's going to be a tough one. And thanks to everybody for our sponsors, Amada, that have just come on board. And everybody else that's helped us for the weekend. Lee Thompson, his guys, my teammates, it's been brilliant.
Double win in Class B and championship lead there for Adrian Wood.
It's been a fantastic weekend. The Laserfish Kyocera Polo was on absolute rails. Pretty much we can't complain about anything. First race, Lyle did get ahead of us in the start, so we had to fight back for that. But from there, it was pretty much just plain sailing, looking after the car, making sure that we don't get any damage for the SWAT Corps round. And just a massive thanks to Kyocera Document Solutions South Africa for coming on board with us this weekend. Without you guys, we wouldn't have been here, and hopefully a partnership that can continue into the future.
Captain Dick is certainly impressed with the new sponsor.
Yeah, we've got Armada on board. They're a sheet metal working company, and thank you very much, Armada. Made a big difference to the club. We had a good race. Third place overall, really chuffed.
Double victory on the day there for the Bombardier, Rory Atkinson.
We had a great race, a wonderful track today. Thank you very much to Armada and Posse Drive for getting the day together and getting the grid going. We had a lovely day's racing with VW Challenge, and hope to see you guys next time.